Beautiful. Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1676. Have you heard of PERSI? Do you know what PERSI is? Do you know what it stands for? PERSI stands... Oh, hang on. I'm going in the wrong window here again. I got to go to my notes. Sorry. So PERSI... Oh, where did it go? I've got notes all over the place. I'm sorry. PERSI stands for the Premier Subject Index, and it's for genealogy and local history periodicals. PERSI is created by the Genealogy Center at the Allen County Public Library in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That is on my list to go see. There's a lot of genealogy places I want to go see, and this is one of them. And it's the largest genealogy collection in a public library in the United States. This online resource, it is free. Now, the reason that this exists because if you're out searching for ancestors by name, and you want to find out if there's been articles written about, this is just another resource. So yes, we can go to like Ancestry and find my past and my heritage and family search and all of those other places and find a lot of facts. But what those websites, what those search platforms and websites don't have access to is telling you if your family or somebody in your family, when you're doing all your searches and stuff, it doesn't come up with any hints or tips on if they are listed in a genealogy or historical period or a history periodical. And so there's kind of a gap there. But the really cool part is that there is this website you can go to, and if you can look in the description. It is right there for you. We've got it there for you. It is a free website to go to, and you can search by last name. You can search by, hang on, I got to bring up the other thing. You can search by surnames. You can search in United States, Canada, British Isles, and other countries. There is an article titled Keyword. So if you happen to know what the name of the article is or what it's about, you can search that way too. And there's also a thing there to help you with research techniques. Now, this is really cool because it has more than 3.1 million citations of readily available periodical resources. And the way I stumbled across this is there is a woman on YouTube that I follow, and it's Genealogy with Amy Johnson Crow. And she has these really great, cool tips and all of that. And this was one of the videos that I happened to stumble across. And I went and I started playing around. I thought, this is a cool research. This is a cool resource to have of things that I can go and look up for the trees that I'm researching. So I'm going through all of my clients. This is going to take forever. I'm going through all of my clients' trees to see if any of their ancestors that we already know about, especially the ones that we've been researching, appear in any of these periodicals or journals. But it could be that, like the example she uses in the video, that Amy uses in the video, is about looking for an ancestor that there may have been a family Bible involved that you didn't know even existed. There was an article that was written that talked about this family Bible and you didn't know that article existed, and you're busy researching, and yet there's a lot of information in that family Bible that you could use in your research. But of course you didn't know this existed. So you go to somewhere like PERSI and you're able to type in the information, and up comes with these different periodicals. Can't talk tonight. Periodicals and historic family and historic history journals. I give up. I'm done talking. But you can go there and you can find the names of articles and stuff that have been written, and it gives you all the citation work and everything else, so that you can then go and follow up, and you can contact the library where it's located and see if you can get a copy of that article and things like that. So it gives you a place to start. So it's one of those brick wall work around things. So if you are coming up against a brick wall when you're searching for somebody, go have a look at PERSI and see if the person is mentioned, the person may be mentioned. Like I just typed in one of the surnames I'm researching, and it came up with a whole slew of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we've got it. And I'm like going down, I'm going down the list. I'm going down the list and seeing, which ones would apply to me. And they've got the article title, the periodical it's in, the year it was published, and who the publisher was. And some of them I can go down and I can say, oh, yes, that one applies. No, that one doesn't. That one might apply. And so I can go down and, oh, there's a mention in the Huntsman. And the Huntsman is the Huntingdonshire Family History Society. Well, Huntingdon doesn't exist anymore. It's now been incorporated into Cambridge. But years ago, they used to be separate and they're right next to each other. So, and like I'm going in, I'm seeing all these Huntsman references and I'm like, oh, I need to look up those because my family has, my dad's side of the family has roots in Huntingdonshire, which is where most of my where his side of his ancestors came from. So of course I would want to go and look at those periodicals and have a look to see is the information, who is that information on, and is it somebody that is in my tree that I already found, or is it somebody new that I might need to look a little further and see where in the tree they fit. So being able to have that resource is just huge, to be able to go and look up these different. You can't click on any of the I'm still playing with the website. So what I found so far is I can put in the surname, it comes up with these things, but there's nowhere to click to go to those particular articles and things. So I think, oh, I can order the articles. It says click here to order articles and we'll open in a new tab. I totally missed that one. I just saw it. Okay. And so I can do that. And it's a charge of $7.50 for each order form up to and including 6 articles. And you can prepay. There's a place you can prepay and all that sort of stuff. Once the order is complete, 20 cents per page copied will be billed to you. Requests not accepted by phone. Please allow 6 to 8 weeks. Well, there you go. That's how you get hold of the articles. I just found that button right now. But actually, I'm going to take you over to the website so you can see it. Let's go have a look and a play. Let's go back to that thing there. All right. And now, all right, we're going techie. We're going techie. All right. So now I need to go to present, share screen. I don't even have this set up. So let's see if this works. Share. Okay. Can you guys see? Oh, you can see it. Yes. Okay. So this is when you come in here, the periodical source index called PERSI. PERSI. So when you go in here, you can click on surnames. And of course, my maiden name is Eakins. So let's have a look at that and go in here and search. And so this brings up and I can change this to, let's do 100 per page. And then right here, it says click here to order the articles and it will open in a new tab. And it's just got the order form there. You fill it out and it tells you how to pay and all that sort of stuff on the thing. So I can come down here and here's the Huntsman. Well, Thomas Eakins. Well, I have a Thomas Eakins in my family tree. So let's see, this was published in 1990. Okay, so up here we've got the article title, the periodical, the year it was published, and who the publisher was. And you can see Huntingdonshire Family History Society. So I can actually go to their page and maybe able to get back copies of these periodicals as well. And then it's got Thomas Eakins here from 1838. Well, I had a Thomas Eakins in my family that was around that time. So this here is about the trial that there was a theft from Thomas Eakins wounding William Jolly. Well, I don't know who William Jolly is, but I do have Thomas Eakins in my family. Now, the problem with Thomas Eakins in my family is I have 5. Eakins is about as common as Smith when I'm researching English. It is really bad. But there are 5 first names that are common. So, and you've got John, George, Thomas, William, and James are the 5 top first names that are rampant through my family tree when it comes to Eakins, especially all the ones in England. So Thomas quite possibly could be a relative. It took place in Huntingdon. So, yeah, that could possibly be. So I'd need to go and get that article. There's a burial note here from 1708. Well, I haven't gotten back that far in my family tree research, so maybe. This one's from 1943 to 1930. It's a bit backwards, but this one's in Canada. Now, here's the thing with the Eakins in Huntingdonshire. They spread to different places. We had some go to New Zealand, some go to Australia, some went to the US, some to Canada. Where else did they go? And some stayed in England. So could this person in Canada be a relative? Possibly. It could be a distant cousin. This one here, death attributed to Gunner Jury. Oh, aka the Black. Oh, Michael Whitman, aka Black Baron, German tank ace, death attributed to Gunner Joe Eakins, 1944 plus, and from World War II. Ooh, that would be I just want to go read the story. I mean, the Black Baron. Wow, cool. That just appeals to me simply because of the history fact. That he was known as the Black Baron. When you got the Red Baron, you got the Black Baron. That would be pretty cool if he ended up being a relative. There's different spellings that you get of Eakins. This is my spelling here, Ekins, but there's the different spellings, the alternative. I have a William and Elizabeth in my family tree. Maybe this could be them, but Elizabeth was a common first name for Elizabeth, Rebecca, Sarah, Mary. There's another one. Those are the top 4 first names for wives that James, John, William, Thomas, and George married. I know. See, look, here's another one, Sarah Richardson. So this was only 11 entries that they've got of Eakins. So, it would take me 2 pages of the thing to order them and have a look at them. And, down to New Zealand. This one was in Australia, so possibly. But this is somebody's research on Thomas Eakins, who died in 1906 in England. Could that be somebody in my tree? Maybe. I know my second great-grandfather died in 1880. Hang on. My second great-grandfather. My great-grandfather was born in England in 1880, I want to say 81, and his father died not long after that, and I think it was 1885 that his mum and my great-grandfather and her stepdaughter came out to New Zealand, because my second great-grandfather had been married before and his wife had died, and then he got remarried again to my great-grandmother, second great-grandmother, sorry. And then she and her stepdaughter and my great-grandfather came on a ship out to New Zealand, arriving in 1875. Hang on, 1885. No. Yeah. Yeah, 1875. That sounds better. No, 1885. I think they arrived in 1885, and he was born in 1881, and his dad died somewhere between 1881 and 1885. There's a lot of dates to remember. But, so this is pretty cool. This gives me some places I can go and look. Northamptonshire, probably not related, but could be distant, somewhere in the distance. But anything in Huntington, in the Huntsman, very, very likely has a connection. So I can go to like Huntington Family History Society. I can look up their periodicals. I'm a member of the Huntington Shire Family History Society, so I can go and look up their periodicals, their back issues, and see if I can pull these articles. So that's one thing that I can do. But it's a great resource. What's another? Cleve. This will probably pull up a lot. Oh, it's because I'm looking in the thing. Hang on. Let's try this again. Go back here for the surname. This will probably bring up a lot. All right. So Cleve, we came from Cornwall in England. Oh, there's only 5. Let's see. Van Cleve. Nope. Let's see. Timber Trails. Oregon. Probably not. Only because I know most of the Cleves that I'm related to went to New Zealand and Australia. Let's see, National Genealogy. Nope. John Cleve married, family note in Australia. Maybe. Will from 1678. That would be really cool to look at. But don't know, haven't gone back that far. And so maybe out of these, this one here, maybe. But it's there's a lot of different information and stuff you can find. So this is a really cool site to go and have a look at and have a play around in, just to see what comes up. And when you see what comes up, you can you can look through that initial information to see, is it possible person could be related to me. Is it possible on this? So it just gives you another avenue that you can go and search for, especially if you meet brick walls. This could be something that helps break your brick wall. But remember, if you get common names like Smith and Little, and or some of the other common ones we have, I look up. There was another one. If you get some of the common names and stuff, then just take a step back and have a look. But that's when you should also be using your, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can get this guy to come on as a guest because he is awesome and the program he has is amazing. And I use it a lot. And well, I'm now using it more than I did before. So I am starting to use this program a lot. So when I'm researching, I actually have a second window open on my screen. It's tracking all the websites I go to when I'm looking for one. Like I will say, okay, I'm working on this project. We're looking for information on this particular person. So I'll title the project, that person's name. I'll put in their date of birth and date of death in there if I have them. And then I go searching and and I have the auto log turned on. So every website I go to in relation to that person, it logs it. And then I can get it to compare, like if I have more than one person that it could possibly be, or are these people that I'm seeing the same, I can have it go in and do these comparisons. And then I can look and see, kind of looks like a metro map. That's what he told me. It looks like a metro map. And I said, yeah, it does look like a metro map. So I can go into the metro map thing and have a look to see if, you know, if these family trees are all tracking the same information, or does somebody have some information that's sort of like a little way out there? So yeah, so it's a good way to verify information on other trees as well, to see, do I really want to put that tree into my tree? I typically don't, but I will use other trees as resources to help fill in the gaps on my tree. So if I see that somebody has, like, you know, I've found 5 kids for a family, and I go and it comes up with a hint for another family tree, I go and look and they've got like 12 kids listed. I'm like, okay, let me go back and have a look at the 5 that I have already proven that is part of this family, and see if there's other, because I couldn't find any other records for other children. But this person over here on their family tree, they've got 12 listed. Do they have any double ups in there? Do they have any children in there that died in infancy that I don't have a record of, because they wouldn't have been on any of the census reports that I was looking at? And so I've go and I just have a look through, and some of them I'm sort of like, okay, it says they've got X number of sources, so let's go see what sources they have on this person. And I'll go in and have a look at their sources, and I'll actually, and you can, and on some of them, if it's a public tree, you can actually wander around and have a look and see what information they have and what sources they've used. And if I see all these additional names and none of them have sources, I'm very skeptical. Do those people actually belong in the tree? If I put somebody in my tree that that may or may not belong to that tree, I make a note of it. And up the top, there's different, you've got a key thing that you can use, and you can specify keys. You can make your own keys, and you can put it up there to say, hey, still investigating this person. This person's, we've finished investigating this we've got all the information we can on this person. This one's under investigation. This one may or may not be part of the family. This is a question mark person. Question mark being, we're not sure if they fit in the family or not. So they could actually get put into a mini tree. And a mini tree is that you just go in and you remove the relationship to the parents, and it puts them floating out in the ether. On Ancestry, it does. It puts them floating out in the ether, and the only way you can get to them is to go and search their name in the tree and find them that way. And I have a lot of these floating trees in there because I've collected stuff over time on families, and because of the area that they're in, there is a strong possibility they could be related to somebody in my tree. But how do they fit into the tree? I don't know. So I have them floating in the ether of Ancestry right now, in these little mini trees, waiting to see if I can find that link that puts them into the tree. And every now and again, I'll go back through and research these guys, and I have a little notebook that has basically for floating trees. I don't have everybody listed in there though, so who knows? And if I go and do a search like on William Eakins and I get like 200 of them come up, I'm like, ooh, which one am I supposed to be looking for? So yeah, I'll start clicking on them and find the floater. There's ones floating around in there. So anyway, so PERSI is another resource if you have brick walls that you can go in and have a look. And that's as much playing as I have done. What you've seen me do tonight is as much playing as I have done in the system. I can go in and check for like other countries and stuff, and oh yeah, they do have New Zealand in there. I just went other countries. So I can go and, oh, hang on. We're going to go back here. This is really cool. So I'm going to take you back over. Hang on, give me a second to get this back on screen for you. Okay, so we're all back on screen again. You can all see this. Excellent. So we're now going to go into this other countries one. And so this other countries, like if I wanted to look at New Zealand, I come down here to New Zealand. Doopy, doopy, doopy. There it is. Click on it. And these are all the different categories that they have that are in different periodicals. Surname, 999. Passenger lists. So I can look at passenger lists and just come down here and have a look to see if there's any. Well, I know there's no econs on them because it would have come up when I did the other shift, the other one. But this one here has 400 and something entries. So I can change this here to 100. So I've only got 4 and a bit pages to look through. And I can just come down here and have a look and see, what articles do they have on passenger lists. This one here, the Alexander Turnbull Library, has a lot of the shipping manifests in there. So, yeah, great place to go and look for that. I used to live not far from New Plymouth. That was one of the ports coming in. So you can just go down here and see. And what assisted immigrants are is the government turn around and says, we will assist you to go down and help colonize New Zealand. So we will pay part of your fee. You pay some of it. We'll pay part of it. Sometimes, in some cases, they paid all of it. So it was government assisted. So assisted immigrants are ones where the government stepped in and said, we want you to go down and we want volunteers to go down to New Zealand and help colonize it, and we will help pay for either a portion or all of your fare down there. And I guess it depended on what their income level was as to how much assistance they got. But yeah, the government would pay for assistance for people to go and colonize different countries and things. So that's that one. Let's go back here. What else have we got in here? So no, that'll be huge. Well, I've got some World War II, World War I record, wills. So there's information here on deceased estates and public trust and resource guide. John Cohen's is in there, whoever he is. And for most of these ones here that are in the New Zealand Genealogist, I'm a member of the New Zealand Society of Genealogists, so I can go and go to their website and look up previous periodicals as well. So in some cases, if you are a member, you can go back and look at some of their previous periodicals. So you wouldn't need to fill out the form and go look. You could just go into the archives, and it's got 13 articles in it. You can go into the archives of the Genealogy Society or the Family History Society, and maybe find the article there on some of them. And so they've got a lot of resource guides there, which is cool. Let's see what else they got in here. Names, computers, computers as genealogy records. These are all like user tips, regulations, overviews, databases. I guess they're just talking about different things that are available, giving you hints and tips of places you can go and look up things. Court records, these are always fun. I have to tell you, actually, court records are pretty fun to go and look at. Let's see, they've got adoptions in there, archives. Okay. And the other one that I like looking at too is your court records. Court records will be the one with all of the court cases and stuff. So this one had 82 in it. So let's go. And you can find, birth name changes. This would be good. If somebody changes their birth name, that would be a good one. But this is from Australia. So maybe because there were people that went from New Zealand to Australia, people that came over to New Zealand. So you never know. Marriage bill slammed by law. That's interesting. I'm going to go look that one up. I'm definitely going to go look that one up with slammed. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll go find out. Class A, B, and C midwives, bios, and sketches from 1904 onwards. How cool would that be? But what I want to know, what certifies them as a Class A, Class B, or Class C midwives? Is that like a grading system? That would be interesting to go find out on that one. Close family crimes and trials, convictions and communist arrival we had convicts in New Zealand. Wow. Cornish woman convicts research project description. So there's some cool. Now I have to tell you, the coroner records, they are really cool. Well, especially the one that I had of my second great grandfather when he fell into the Clutha River off the barge and was later rescued in May and was rescued his body was discovered in August when he fell off in May. That's our winter months. And of course, when they pull the water out of the bottle, they take it down to the local pub. They push tables together. They put the body on the table there. They have the inquest. And so reading the coroner reports on some of these and the inquests and everything can be quite amusing and at times as well. So there's all sorts of different, it's telling you how to look up different records and things as well. And these articles, especially ones like, Divorce Direct Description Resource Guide, this will tell you how you can look up those records in Queensland, Australia. So yeah, this gives you some information, government records, resources, and research tips. These are great articles to go and read, especially if you're going to be researching stuff in New Zealand or whatever country and they have these types of research tips. It helps. It gives you a really good place to go, things to look for, and things like that. Irish Orphan Girls History and Immigration Schemes, 1848 onwards. So as you can see, there's lots of different things. This is just in New Zealand. Can you imagine going to, oh my gosh. All right, let's go. So this I'm going to probably go back and spend a little time in here. Heraldry. That'll be by person. Yeah. So that's just another resource that you can go and have a look at and see what's out there, what's possible. Like I said, it's another brick wall thing. You can search by country in this case and then look up by the category, or you can go and search by surname and it looks at everything that's available around the world in different periodicals that they have online. Remember, 3.1 million periodicals online. That will be a very small portion of all the genealogy periodicals and history journals that are available out there. But if somebody had written an article about a family Bible, then you could go, look that up and see if there was one written on your family. So go plug in the surname or under the, under the, you could put it for the article title, go and have a look at the research techniques button that's there. So to give you more, to help you zero in even more. Like I haven't even looked at it yet. So that'll be another one I'm going to go and have a look at. But this was from this video that I came across and thought it was a pretty cool topic to come and talk about. So I haven't had a lot of time to play with it. Only watched the video like this morning, I think it was. Yeah, this morning. Yeah, this morning. I only watched the video this morning, so and here I am talking about it this afternoon before I forget a lot about it and forget to go look it up as a resource. But anyway, so that is PERSI, and that is what PERSI is all about. So if you're doing genealogy research for your family history research and all that, go check out PERSI and see what information PERSI has that could aid in your research. It's as simple as that. So anyway, that's it for this evening. I am out of here. If you do go and use PERSI and you do find information on your family, please drop us a line and let us know. Either private message me or drop it in the comments because I want to see if other people are out there using PERSI and what they think of PERSI and was it helpful? Was it not helpful? Did you not understand it? Did you read through the techniques? Because if you read through the techniques, research techniques, it'll give you their now, hang on. The research techniques, it is a category research. So, for example, if you're looking on biographies, you can put in biographies and it brings up all the countries that biographies. So it's like a category research for the research techniques. It actually breaks down into cemeteries and Yeah, a whole bunch. I just had a quick look. Anyway, go play with it. Go play with it. See what you find. You never know what you're going to come up with. And with that, I am out of here. Go have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konara.